I was like trying to use the light here.
Greetings and salutations this evening here at Elk Creek Inn in beautiful Fairview, Pennsylvania. We're in McCain technically. See, I am not familiar with the lay of the land, being a Bay Shore sort of poser here. Welcome everybody here to the Elk Creek Inn in gorgeous McCain, Pennsylvania for the Friday night comedy feature. My name is PJ Cote, C-O-T-E. Our clan is very strong out in Harbor Creek, maybe not so much out to McCain. But in Harbor Creek, they know how to pronounce the name. It's C-O-T-E, but they know it's Cote. They know it ain't Cote. Back in the day, they used to call Dad, "Is Mr. Cote there?" On the old landline, Dad would say, "Hey, you might want to check your coat rack over by the foyer, over to your mudroom there. Might find a coat or two implicated, a London fog, but nobody, no coats here, just Mr. Cote." My dad was funny because he would like butcher the English language and refuse to be corrected. He would say things like, "That's ludicrous." I'm like, "You're right, Dad, especially the T, that last part." Or we used to play the Nintendo and he got, "Turn off that Nintendo." So yes, Dad, I intend to. "If you don't turn off that Nintendo, we're not going to Chunk E. Cheese on Friday." That place doesn't exist, Father, and Chunk E. Cheese sounds like it may be bad for my personal health. We'll avoid that, Father. So yeah, let's get my physical appearance out of the way, okay? I'm very hirsute, as the kids say. My general countenance, I kind of look like a cross between Jack Black and Zach Galifianakis. I'm Zach Jack Blackifanakis. Give it up. Give it up. Thank you. We do have an audience here. There are approximately 6 people. The 2 at the bar are braiding each other's hair. I think their ecstasy pills are kicking in. They're about to be tripping balls. Come on over and watch some comedy if you feel like it there. We're at a bar, and so sometimes I drink liquor. Tonight I'm having a Truly, but sometimes I drink liquor. But I think the best liquor, I figured it out, is peppermint schnapps. For the reason being, it's the only booze that makes your breath smell better after you vomit it back up. It's like a reverse breath mint. I'm originally from the Tampa Bay area. I'm originally from Florida. So I come from Tampa Bay. I guess you could call me a full-blooded Tampan. That's a gross pre-dinner joke, isn't it? Hope you have an appetite. And so yeah, I'm kind of a hairy guy. Like if you had to guess what I look like, I kind of look like a feral bum won $100,000 off a scratch-off ticket, and I'm like $30,000 into a $50,000 2-week coke and hooker binge in Boynton Beach, and they find my lifeless body at the La Quinta Inn, surrounded by my final $12,000. Oddly specific reference. I look like that movie Weekend at Bernie's, but part 2, because he's already been dead for a while and grown his hair out. I'm a reminder to everybody what they'll look like a year after they die, dressed nice, but with very long hair and fingernails. Speaking of fingernails, do you guys see when Jerry Seinfeld came to town? Did you see the Jerry Seinfeld gig? I'm a big fan, but I can't really, I can do an impression of him because I came up with this joke and I said, well, this isn't even a joke for me, this is a Jerry Seinfeld joke. So Jerry goes, he'll go like this. "How come the very moment that you clip your fingernails, you will immediately encounter an inevitably fingernail-dependent task?" You know, relatable humor.
It happens.
Hashtag relatable. You guys in Erie, you like your sponge candy. You guys, who eats sponge candy? Anybody here, have you ever had sponge candy? You guys know what that is? Yeah, it's weird. It like disappears as soon as you bite into it. You know, I figured out, I think it's chocolate-covered ghosts. Like they go to the east side and they find like a decrepit chest of drawers and they capture the ghosts and they bring them to the factory and they ensconce them in chocolate. And then as soon as you take a bite, the ghost escapes out of the chocolate and goes out of your nostril hole and flies back to the decrepit armoire from whence it came. And that's the story of sponge candy. And you know what else Erie has? I don't want to embarrass you guys, but you guys got a lot of skunks here in Erie, Pennsylvania. And I think it's cool. Like, I don't know, I don't hate on skunks, right? I think you guys should embrace that. You should make the skunk like your high school football mascot. I mean, think of the money you'll save on printing costs, right? Just a black and white motif with maybe some gray stink lines coming from the back of the skunk. And you guys know how Michigan has the Wolverine, right? And they bring a live Wolverine in a cage out onto the field and they just kind of antagonize their opponents with a Wolverine. You could do that in here. You get a skunk, a live skunk, you put it in a cage, you bring it to the high school game, and then you just kind of shake it menacingly at your opponents. I mean, hell, the skunk might get agitated and spray your opponents. They may have to launder their uniforms. Hell, they may have to forfeit the game entirely because you skunked them up. I encourage you to do that. It's a skunk-tastic town here and here. And you got these bells. I come from Florida, right? So we didn't have like Catholic bells gonging guilt at us every half hour. Like, you don't even need to watch in here. You just need like to listen for the bells. Like, I even make songs out of them. There's just one that's like bong 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 bong. And I'm like, take your ass to church or you'll go to hell. You know the words. Catholic guilt. Ladies and gentlemen, John Fogerty for the Ohio State Board of Tourism. I want to know, have you ever seen Lorain, Ohio? Oh, no. That was my John Fogerty impression from CCR, Creedence Clearwater Revival. You guys should know that one. So, do we have any Jeep drivers in the house? Anybody who drives a Jeep? We got a Jeeper creeper anywhere? I think it's weird that people just glom onto trends when it comes to things. Like, if you have a Jeep now, all of a sudden you have to put a duck in your Jeep. Like, what is a duck? What does anything have to do with a duck? What does a Jeep have to do with a duck? Oh my God, you don't have a duck on your Jeep? Oh my God, I'm getting you a duck. Tomorrow I'm getting you a duck. I'm ordering ducks. Amazon, I'm getting you all the ducks. I'm getting a gross. I'm getting a gross of ducks. It's 144 ducks. And you have to line them all up in your car. Oh my God, you don't have ducks. It's ridiculous just because other people do. Oh my God, take your rims off. Put rubber duckies for your rims. Oh my God, take your horn off. Take your horn off. Now instead of going, your horn goes, rubber ducky, you're the one. You make bath time so much fun. And then you crash your Jeep because your car horn wasn't a horn anymore. It was a Muppet. That's weird that people just jump onto trends like that, right? So I wanted to tell you guys a little piece of factoid, okay? Just I learned this yesterday. Listen, cannabinoids are not androids that eat each other. I'm sorry. I was wrong. And see, one of the reasons I don't think I'm blowing up too much right now is because I don't have a hype man. I just wish I had a hype man. I just wish I had a dude, like a rapper, who would just back me up on every cool shit I ever said. Like, just, you imagine you're in the office and you're having a really tough board meeting, and you'd be like, you know, you got your hype man behind you. He's ready to emphatically back you up on all your statements and just punch him in, right? So all of a sudden you're like pointing at the thing. You're like, oh, as you can see, the profit margins increased 32% here over this quadrant. Like, 32%, motherfucker! Yeah! And that's your hype man. He's hyping you up, right? He's like emphatically backing you up on everything. But like, how far does that take it, right? Let's imagine like, you know, like the hype man. You think about a hype man, right? Hype man would be like Cypress Hill, be like Be Real and Send Dog, or like Public Enemy, be like Chuck D and Flavor Flav, right? But imagine like if you take it too far, right? How hard do you go as a hype man? Like, let's imagine like the guy from Cypress Hill. He's like walking along with his girl, and they're at the sunset. And he's about ready to pop the question. All of a sudden, he leans down, gets on one knee, and he pulls out this little box. And after this long silence, like the sun is about to glint down, and it's shining, blinging right off the diamond. And all of a sudden, Be Real looks up at his fiance, and he goes, "I love you very much. Will you marry me?" And then all of a sudden, like, what is Send Dog gonna do? Okay, like it's his charge. He's gotta go hype it up. He's a hype man. So he runs out like, "Will you marry him? Yeah, motherfucker!" Wow. Hype man, you ruined it. Bad dog. Bad send dog. Totally ruined the romantic moment. Damn. I don't know. I'm really not sure of B Real's marital status. I don't really fact check my jokes here. So, here's a little piece of advice, something I learned the hard way last week. If a known arsonist invites you to a housewarming, don't go. Okay, it's not his house. It's not what you think. Do not bring a rice cooker as a gift. I am known as a man of doing impressions. I have some impressions I'd like to do. This is a new one. This is my impression of a turtle. This is a turtle who's trying to have sex with you. You guys listening at the bar, girls? This is my impression of a turtle who's trying to have sex with you. Well, have you ever had sex with the turtle? I figured he'd sing it. He'd make it kind of sing-song. Might be hard for a turtle to get laid. I don't know for sure. Did you guys hear about the new hookup site for gay amputees?
No.
Stump Grinder. I actually got in trouble last week. I pissed off a friend of mine. Like I do smoke a lot of cannabis. I won't lie. You can tell by my countenance that I may smoke cannabis. And this guy came to me. He's like, "I'm sorry, man. I'm constipated. Like, can you help me?" And I said, "Well, I found out about this like weed-based, cannabis-based laxative you can try that might work." And he tried it, but it didn't work. And all I did was got hooked on the weed, huh? That guy couldn't shit or get off the pot. So I'm known as an ideas guy, so I'm going to leave you with a couple of cool ideas before I bounce out of here, okay? Here's a good idea. Now that the Grateful Dead is gone, start a band with 2 sets of drummers and call yourself the Repercussions. Start a mega church and call it the God Complex. Start a pig and poultry ranch and call it the Chicken Bacon Ranch. Start a basketball-themed chicken restaurant and call it Flagrant Foul. Here's an idea, basketball, but in the second half you take the ball and you have to throw it back up through the hoop. And the first team to undo their points is the victor. I call that Upsy Daisies. Start a football blog and call yourself Linus Crimmage. Convince Dr. Dre to put out an album of happy numbers and call it Have a Nice Dre. Finally, I'll leave you with my impression. This is Snoop Doggy Dogg. This is Snoop Dogg during the COVID lockdown. You guys ready? Snoop Doggy Dogg in the motherfucking house like every day. We were all indoors at that time of year, weren't we, guys? Anyhow, one of the last things I want to tell you, last week I saw this helicopter flying through Pittsburgh, and I don't know why, but I commented to my friend, I go, Magnum PI got out. And then he's the guy who I sent it to is into aviation, and he looked up the tail number on the helicopter, and it was the exact helicopter from fucking Magnum PI. The exact one, the last remaining Magnum PI helicopter that was actually used in the show that for some reason I identified out of thin air. So congratulate me everybody, I'm autistic now. Anyhow, I'm going to leave you guys with a little public service message, public service announcement before I bounce. We are all one. There is no separation, only love exists. We're all little facets in a tiny diamond of love and wholeness and oneness, and I took no mushrooms before I said any of that, and I love you guys unconditionally. Until next time, Elk Creek, my name is PJ Cote. Please follow me on Instagram, the PJ Cote, and I love you unconditionally. We'll talk to you next time. Bye, y'all. Appreciate you. Comedy. Give it up. Woo! Alrighty. Hey, that was a long set, Brody. 14 minutes. Dang.